I'd like to call this May 12th council regular work session and council meeting to order. And let's rise for a moment of silence. And it's great news in America when we could elect a pope from America. So I'm glad to hear that. I'm sure everybody else is. Please salute the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mr. Billing, will you roll call, please?
Yes. Mr. Pezza. Here. Ms. Cohen.
Here.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Here.
Mr. Cousins.
Here.
Ms. Figueroa.
Here.
Mr. Johnson.
Here.
Mr. Petrosky. Here. Mr. Giuseppe.
Here. Okay, before we get started in our regular meeting this evening, we have someone we would like to honor who's been a staple in our community. So the mayor is going to bring up the Merle Winslow and his family to come up front. And
Yay, Merle!
You don't see too many standing ovations in this chamber, so that's an honor within itself. But I have a plaque here for myself and council. It's a proclamation of the Borough of Bristol, County of Bucks, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, honoring and thanking J. Merle Winslow on his retirement after more than 60 years of public service and dedication to historic Bristol Borough. Whereas the limits and well-being of a community are not its land or its location, but how those who live their lives. And whereas Merle Winslow joined the Bristol Consolidated Fire Department in June 1964 after his high school graduation from Bristol High. And whereas Merle Winslow was drafted into the United States Army in November 1965 and honorably discharged in 1967. And whereas Merle Winslow was a fire inspector for Bristol Borough from 1967 to 1969, held the fire marshal position from 1970 to 1977, and was then appointed deputy coordinator of Bristol Borough Emergency Management in July of 1995. And whereas Mr. Winslow was appointed as a Bristol Borough Fire Emergency Management Coordinator in 2004 and held this position for 20 years. Now therefore be it proclaimed by Bristol Borough Council, the Mayor of Bristol Borough, and the residents of historic Bristol Borough hereby join in honoring, thanking, and celebrating J. Merle Winslow on his retirement after more than 60 years of extraordinary and selfless public service and dedication to historic Bristol Borough, duly proclaimed the 12th day of May, 2025.
This is quite an honor to me. I'm used to getting the phone calls and going out where I need to be. But I started here. Jim Dillon was the borough manager at that time before he left Bristol Borough. And not too many people know, but back when they had their person from the borough leave here, he was called a couple times by me to get him to try to come back here, and I appreciate him doing that, and we've worked good ever since he came back. It's quite a town, and the replacement that I asked for my position is A.J. DeAngelis. He was appointed, and he knows, he's very, very intelligent. He knows all the ropes, and he loves the town. That's one of the main things that I like about him. So I thank everybody. The council president got me in the position after the mayor asked me to stay. At that time, it was Mr. Saxton, and ever since, we've had a good relationship here. And I thank the mayor also.
Thank you.
Just one more thing before we take a picture.
I just want to let you know it's my honor that going forward, May 12th will always be recognized as J. Merle Winslow Day in Bristol Borough.
Congratulations, Merle.
You want this for your plaque or?
Hey, Merle, Monica wants to know how your lemon tree's doing. That's what she said. Okay, we have another presentation by, excuse me, Councilman Pezza from the Rec Board. Excuse me, Brian Johnson and Lee Cousin. Huh? All right, you guys want to, AOC want to go to the podium?
We gotta make sure it's good before we give up
Before I pull up the PowerPoint, I just want to talk and give a little talking points about after-school program. It'll be real quick. In February of 2025, we had our PDE and federal monitoring visit from the federal government and PDE. Proud to share that we passed all 72 compliance areas for the 21st Century Grant. 21st Century at Snyder Girardi, over the course of the 2024 and 2025 school year, we served 216 students in daily services. This includes homework help, tutoring, academic enrichment, and teacher-ran programs. We also provided parents family engagement programs. At Bristol High School, we serviced 357 students across the school year. These include study hall, teacher-led programs, study hub, tutoring, and credit recovery. Since the summer of 2024, 21st Century and the school district, through credit recovery, has recovered successfully 122 courses. This is a huge academic success for the school. Overall, I think that the after-school programs continue providing a strong academic enrichment program for the students here in the Borough. So jumping right into summer. So this is the 21st Century Summer Stream Camp. Again, my name is Evan Banshee. I am the program director of the federal grants program here in the Borough. And this is the 2025 Summer Stream Camp. So we are funded in part by 21st Century Community Learning Centers. This is a federal program, so you might hear about 21st Century all over the country, whether it's Florida and New Jersey, but here we pertain to Bristol Borough. The Bristol Borough School District, Bristol Borough Council, the Academic Oversight Committee, and Bucks County Opioid Settlement Funds. These are new funds provided through the Ivans Outreach Center to help just supplement some of the things that the grant can't pay for. So, camp operations at Snyder Girardi. Snyder Girardi's camp is a referral-based program for students rising 1st through 6th grade. We have a maximum capacity of 100 to 120 students. St. Mark's is also included into this camp at Snyder as well. These are for grades 5 through 8. As of today, we have 133 students already registered for the camp. Our camp schedule will be June 26th to August 1st with no program on July 3rd due to the 4th of July weekend. Our camp operation runs Monday through Thursday from 8 a.m. to 12:30. We provide free breakfast and lunch. This is at 8 to 9 a.m. for breakfast, and then 12 to 12:30 for lunch. These services are provided by the Archdiocese of Philadelphia. Just to note for the community as well, even if you're not a part of the 21st Century program, we are an open meal site, so any student or child under the age of 18 can come to Snyder Girardi during these meal times and receive a free meal. You do not have to be a part of our program to receive that service. This is our daily schedule. So it's pretty much the same as last year. From 8 to 8:45, we're going to run the breakfast for the students in camp. For 1st through 3rd grade, at 9 to 10:15, they'll be in academics. From 10:30 to 11:45, they'll move on to recreation. From 12 to 12:30 is lunch, and then 12:30 is a dismissal. For 4th through 8th grade, it's just the vice versa, so they'll start in recreation and end out with academics. Our camp activities, the students have a choice between, before I get there, academics. We have experienced counselors in the classroom. We work on summer reading projects, math journals, and ELA work. Students are grouped by grade level, so 1st grade with 1st grade, 2nd grade with 2nd grade. And then we have certified teachers in the classroom to help with classroom instruction and small group help. Students have the choice of recreation, whether it's athletics or performing arts. So if the student chooses performing arts, they'll be working on singing, dancing, acting, music theory, and visual arts. And the other choice would be athletics, where they'd be working on various sports inside and outside. Enrichment activities and potential field trips provided from our camp. So these are programs that are coming in each and every single week. We have Penn Community Bank, Bristol Borough Police Department, Cops and Kids, NAMI, which is an SEL program, Mad Science, Franklin Institute, Summer Science in the Summer, Track and Field Training with John Mundy, Village Arts, and a Field Day and Staff for Students Day. And then we have our performance at the end of camp. This year we're doing Annie. Potential field trips, again, we would like to go to Tyler State Park to partner in with Driftwater Adventures. This is a great trip for the students. Not only do they get to go kayaking, paddleboarding, fishing, but they also learn about river safety, being so close to the Delaware River. We're going to take our 1st through 3rd grade to Grundy Library, let the librarians talk about all the things that the library here has to offer, but also help engage them in summer reading. At the Bristol High School, we're still in the planning phase. We still have some kids signing up. So our Bristol High Camp is rising 7th through 12th grade, and that will run June 30th to July 31st, Monday through Thursday, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Let them sleep in a little bit. No camp on July 3rd. Summer credit recovery will be for 7th through 12th grade, and that will start June 23rd to July 31st. They get 6 weeks to complete those credits. Some additional clubs that we'll be running over this summer is garden club, weightlifting, drama program, summer recreation, service learning, open gym, hopefully Tyler State Park trips, and local gardens. For any contact info, if anybody has any questions in the community, they can outreach to me at this email. If you guys have any questions about the 21st Century program, I would love to entertain them.
No questions, but I just really want to emphasize that the fact that you guys are providing free meals for kids that aren't in the program is awesome, because
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, we have a town where a lot of kids' parents work and sometimes they don't get breakfast or lunch.
Yeah, and that's perfect to note that the parent or guardian does not have to be present with the student. They can come straight to the door and we'll
But
receive
thank you
them.
for that.
Of course. Any other questions, concerns? Thank you so much, and thank you for having me.
Thank you.
First of all, I just want to congratulate the 21st Century Program and Evan on passing their monitoring visit. That was no easy job, and they did it with flying colors. So I'm Mary Gesualdi. I'm here representing the Academic Oversight Committee. I'm the president. And we just want to review our mission. Our mission is to serve and support Bristol Borough's educational community, enabling each student to grow into an inspired, productive, and fulfilled lifelong learner. We are happy to announce that we have added 2 new members to our board. One is Stacy Moyers. Her present job is the Chief Marketing Officer of the Girl Scouts of America, the Southeastern PA chapter, and Kirsten Palmieri, who is the Vice President of Human Resources at Penn Community Bank. With our fundraising money, we have just awarded 2 grants to local schools, one to Snyder Girardi Elementary program, to the STEAM program that Mr. Crossan runs. It's called the Press Print Solution, and all students in 5th and 6th grade will be introduced to this technology platform. And it will assure that these students are equipped with 21st century skills that are so needed today. We also awarded another grant to Bristol High School, and this is the Writer's Voice Workshop held in Silver Bay, New York. You've been around long enough. You probably have children or grandchildren who have been in this phenomenal program, and we are happy to help fund it. It's an off-site study program in Silver Bay, and it focuses on writing, and an artist, or writer particularly, in residence, a former retired Penn State professor, is there providing the assistance for the students. And you can see the Honors 10 English class, the American English 2 Honors, and the academic students and the Writer's Voice Project students from 2024 attended this year's program. They just presented their work on April 30th at Bristol High School, and it was a poetry performance, and it's always phenomenal. Naturally, this helps our students with their public presentation skills, which are so critical for students today. We're happy to announce that Jazz on the River is back. We were not able to have it last year, but we are back, and we are excited to have it on Thursday, June 19th from 5 o'clock to 8 o'clock on the patio, rain or shine, at King George. The tickets are $70 before Memorial Day and $75 after. You can get your tickets at the tax office, Mignoni Jewelers, Bird of Paradise Flower Shop, or you can buy them online. Your ticket will include a buffet dinner and 2 adult beverages. This year we're going to have celebrity bartenders and specialty cocktails for an additional fee. We will be entertained this year by the Arpeggio Jazz Ensemble, and if you haven't heard them, they're phenomenal. And we will be recognizing the 1975 Bristol High School boys basketball team on their 50th anniversary of the PA State Championship win. So that's going to add an extra bonus to our night. All of the proceeds from this event will go to our after-school education for all the schools and all the students in Bristol Borough. We're hoping that we can reserve a table for the entire council. And if anyone has any questions, we have our Fall Classic coming up on November 22nd, 2025. Details will be announced at a future date.
I have a question.
Yes.
You had April 30th, you had poetry. Would there be any way that you could email us so we know what day that is? I would really enjoy coming to that.
Absolutely.
I wasn't aware of that.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know why, but I wasn't.
All right, well, we would love to have.
Was it at the elementary? Oh, no, it was at the high school. All right, that's why I didn't know.
All right, we'll make sure you
All
know.
right, thank you so much.
Any
Okay.
questions for Mary? Okay, at this time, we would like to present the AOC with a check from Councilman Pezza. Lee, you want to come up with Brian? It's our rec program and
So, Brian, Lee, and I are the liaisons to recreation for Borough Council. So the kids are at our hearts, near and dear to our hearts, and we've been trying for the last couple of years to really get that energy going, much from what you guys have already been doing. So there's a lot for kids to do in town now, and we're hoping to do even more. So we are proud as a council. With the support of this council, recreation has really gotten going, and with the support of this council, we're happy to support you guys. So we'd be happy to present you guys with a check for $10,000 for this coming summer's program, and it's money well spent as we see it. So, thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. We appreciate your
you're welcome.
support.
Thank you.
Okay, before we get into our agenda items, I have Mr. Catroci here, Junior, Angelo, to discuss the track, which I'm looking for my agenda. So it's item number 3 on the agenda. So Bristol High School is in need of a track. They couldn't afford to do the track, so Bristol Borough Council came up with a way to acquire this ground, take the ground from the high school, and we applied for a grant for $500,000. We were successful in receiving this grant. Therefore, we now can put a new track in at no cost to the school district. I don't know anything about tracks, so I asked Angelo to put his time in, and he did for nothing, along with the coach, Ron McGlynn from Bristol High School, along with Gilmore and Amanda. They went and visited numerous schools throughout Lower Bucks to find out the pros and cons from every track. Man, you could go up if you want.
Yeah, I want to thank the council, Ralph and the mayor, and Mr. Dillon, and Amanda was very instrumental in helping us with Gilmore. We had myself, I'm the middle school coach, and assistant cross country, and indoor track and outdoor track. Also, Luke Schlegel helped us. He's on the coaching staff as well, and Ron McGinn, who is a history teacher at the high school and the track and cross country coach, but he's also a student, and he learned so much about, he couldn't come tonight because he lives about a half hour away, and he had practice ended at 5:30. But we went out to Bristol Township, William Tennant. We're not getting a Ferrari of a track, and we're not getting the Yugo either. It's kind of it's a very good value that we're getting. It's like one of the mid tiers. I know you're more specific on that.
Sure. Yeah, the product is already installed at Truman High School. We went to go visit that one. That one was installed a few years ago. Still in great shape, and they had great things to say about the contractor as well. There's also numerous colleges and universities that have the same product.
So with the colleges, that when we met with them a week ago outside, they said they had it installed at, I'm trying to think where this track was installed.
Yeah, I know they have it at Lehigh University. I can certainly pull this for you.
I know Bristol Township definitely had it there.
So what I was saying is, none of us knew enough about it, so Angelo stepped up along with the track coach and our engineers to come up with a surface that is going to last for, we're hoping, 20, 25 years on this track.
And there is a second layer in between, there's an asphalt layer, which is probably bad.
Right.
It's underneath the sealed everything up. And there was, I know Ron was looking at, I think Harvard had it, and a couple of
Harvard,
different.
right.
Yeah.
So, again, I don't know what it, in the back, if you're on the path and you're looking at the track, in the back of the track along the high lines, what do they run back there?
The long jump.
Long jumps and all that. We're trying to, for parents to see that, and people, you actually gotta go into the woods. We wanna move that now towards the track or run parallel to the,
Things to improve it for.
so you can see, so people can see more from the track. You don't have to go behind it.
Yes.
So the reason we have this on the agenda tonight is because the contractor, and there's very few contractors out there that handle tracks. We only had 3 quotes. We took the second quote because of the surface that they're putting down. So we're awarding this to get it on their schedule because this has to be done hopefully by September.
Yes.
And I think you guys are still using it until June?
We're, we have districts this weekend.
Right.
And we have states the weekend of Memorial Day, so.
Right, so,
That's not guaranteed, but we're looking at like 3 or 4 athletes to go out to states.
so we're gonna keep the track in place, award it tonight with the understanding that they're gonna come back to us with these changes that the school, the coaches, and the school wants to make, and council will be part of this. And we're gonna see if we can put this together, but like I said, the track coach and the school board, no project that we have ever done in Bristol, we didn't do first class. And we're not gonna skimp on the track. If we're gonna do it, somebody gave us I think Angelo used this word, they gave us a coupon for $500,000. So we have to put in some more money to bring it to the next level. There's no reason why we shouldn't be doing that, just like every other project in town. So the kids are gonna get a new track, it's gonna be state of the art. We're gonna try to do something with the inner circle of the track for field hockey, so we have a lot of things on the agenda on our plans to keep moving forward.
And the track program, the cross-country program, it's not as glamorous as the football or basketball team, but, the kids work really hard. Most people can tell you the name of the third-string quarterback on the Eagles, but couldn't name you one athlete on the Olympic team, so it's, but these kids they work hard. We just had BAL championships last week. We came in second place. I think it's only the 3rd time we came in second place. Last time was 1999, and it was 1990 when Brodus was the coach. I think he was competing against me, and then the other time they won it in '82 was the last time they won the championship. So we came in second with 8 golds and 3 silvers.
That's awesome.
They're working hard.
And a small school.
And it's a small school. And in the states, we won our BDLs in cross country. Went to school as a state in the fall with the second place districts. So it's growing. I just want to bring it forward. We get that finish line over where the bike path is. More people can see it and enjoy it.
Right.
If I get little kids going, hey, I can do that. It might not be. I never wanted to get hit as a football. Football wasn't going to work for me. I'll run away. You're not going to catch me if I run the opposite direction. But some other kids might be in the same boat. Hey, I'm fast.
And that's our mission here. There's a lot of kids that don't want to do certain things, so we're trying to get more well-rounded for even kids that don't want to play sports. So it's happening.
Angelo, how many children are involved?
All right, so on the high school, right now there's about 30 boys and 10 girls, and that usually is about 40-ish. Is usually sometimes the percentages might be a little off, but cross country team I think had about 20 boys and 10 girls, and they all don't transfer over. Some of them are just doing cross country, some just do track, but they definitely it's
And
growing.
what year did they start? How old are they when they
I'm
start?
doing middle school in 7th and 8th grade, so
Okay.
I have about 10 on my team. And
Okay.
Coach Mundy, who was helping out with the AOC, he was my coach in high school. My grandfather coached him back when he was on Mill Street,
that's
and he's kind of struck his colors. And he's now helping our cross country and track team compete with others, and he's been doing it at the grade school level. And St. Mark's has a team still, and they still use the track.
Awesome.
So all that, the kids that are going to the states, a lot of them have been at the St. Mark level or the middle school level. There's a couple of them that work and they're extremely talented and are going, but
They've grown up with
the
you.
ones that are working hard,
Yes.
are getting in.
And you've been involved for how many years? A lot of years.
My Johnny was in 2nd grade, so
Okay.
I think he's 22
Thank
now.
you for that. I want to say
So
thank you.
I'm glad you had time to come here. I appreciate your help. The borough appreciates your help. I know the school district hopefully does.
Coach McGinn, you know, like I said, he was like, you know, just not falling in my schedule, and Coach Slagle was, has a newborn, and that's, Coach Slagle is Johnny Wheeler and Karen Delaney's son-in-law, so.
Oh, okay.
He comes from a pedigree too. He's a collegiate runner, just like McGinn was.
Right.
And, he's been doing a heck of a job, so.
Good.
Angelo and Ron were instrumental in making these decisions, though. You know, they are proprietary products essentially, so we did have a tough decision to make, and wanted to really go visit the schools and see the product and stand on them. And Ron was great at picturing, you know, oh, I've ran there before, we've competed in these other schools, we've seen that track, so it was really great to be able to have you guys on board.
We've known the coach. We knew a couple of the Willing Tenant coach. We knew. I kind of met him at the indoor season where we were competing, and was asking him, you know, that down there, what, you know, pros and cons. I don't know if that was the same company that put in Willing Tenant. I can't remember. Without my notes, I can't remember a lot of stuff.
Well, everybody's happy. It seems like the school's happy, council's happy. We're gonna make the kids happy with a new track. So, thank you.
And Angelo shares an alma mater with the new coach, so.
Yes.
All right. Public participation. Anybody on this side of the room would like to discuss anything? Anybody on this side of the room would like to discuss anything? That ends public participation. Mayor?
Okay, just have a couple things. First thing is just two quick observations. My first observation is, you know, we just, as a council, gave $10,000 to the AOC program, which is a phenomenally run program, and it's free to the people, to the children of Bristol Borough. This is one way that the borough gives back to those who do not play sports and do not participate in flag football or something of that nature. You know, we always hear that the borough needs to do more for those who do not participate in sports, but let's recognize the fact that $10,000 was just spent towards a program geared towards those children. So I want to thank the Borough Council for that, and I'm sure the families of those children also thank you. It's just a way we can build off of to expand some of the things we're doing in town. I want to send a couple congratulations out. The first is to Josephine Bougie, who's a Borough resident and will be turning 99 years old on May 18th of this year. Her husband Frank recently passed away on January 3rd, but those two were married for 71 years prior to him passing. So a happy birthday to Mrs. Josephine Bougie, who will turn 99 on May 18th. Also on the Senate, congratulations to Bristol's own Jeff Manto. I'm sure everyone has seen the article and the social media post about him graduating from Temple. The funniest part, I think, of the story is when I read it, it said this lady was heckling Jeff about 20 years after being out of school when he was coaching a Philadelphia Phillies minor league team, and he said, like, lady, what's your deal? And she's like, I'm your counselor, get your butt back in school. So, you know, he got his butt back in school, and he is now a Temple grad, so congratulations to Mr. Jeff Nano. I also want to mention some events we have coming up. So tomorrow we have the AJ Mirwald docking overnight down at the Borough Docks. Sunday we have our second Sunday stroll on Mill Street. And then on May 31st, we have the Mahogany and Steel Boat and Car Show happening down there off of Mill and Ratcliffe down there on the wharf. So I just want to mention those events. A couple other things I have is, obviously I've been out campaigning, it's not a secret, election is next week, get out to vote. But I want to mention to the borough residents, as a safety issue, I noticed that a lot of houses are not properly marked with an address, which is going to, God forbid, be an issue if you ever have to call 911 and we need to respond with police or fire or, you know, EMS. So please just take a minute, make sure your house is properly marked, make sure you have 4-inch letters or numbers, I should say, on the outside. So when someone's coming down the street, if you ever need emergency services, they can properly recognize where they're going, because we all know that every second and every minute counts. The other thing I want to mention is that this is Police Memorial Week. So I know that Chief Moores and Officer Soto attended the Police Officer Peace Memorial Service this afternoon in Doylestown, which honors the fallen officers of Bucks County. And they will actually be, our police department, I should say, will participate in the police memorial services throughout the week. And next week, there are services in Bensalem, Bristol Township, and Middletown Township. And next week at 7 p.m. at St. Andrews, there will be a mass honoring the 16 fallen Bucks County officers who gave the ultimate sacrifice serving their community. So let's please keep those officers in our thoughts and prayers this week. And when you get a minute, say an extra prayer for them and their families. I just want to end with one thing. You know, again, it's the silly season of election, and I gotten calls from either Borough Council people or residents who say, like, how come our police are so overworked, and why are these people working so many hours? And I just want to clarify something. We have 20, between full and part-time police officers, we have 20 people working in our Borough Police Department. Is that correct, Joe?
We have 20 sworn police officers.
20
Yes, Mayor.
sworn police officers, and at no point do we ever force an officer to work overtime. Have we ever forced someone to come in and work overtime?
No, Mayor.
So, can you explain to the public real quick why someone's working overtime as a full-time officer?
Well, we never force anybody to work overtime, and we never deny anybody time off that they're entitled to. The overtime is volunteer. It's covered under the collective bargaining agreement. The full-time officers have to be offered the open shifts first before it can go to the part-time officers to work it.
And at no point when, you know, beginning of the week or the beginning of the month, our shifts are 100% staffed before the clock starts, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So let's just put that aside, that like people are being worked. If they're working overtime, they're doing it at their own discretion, at their own free will. We don't force anyone to come in. And I can tell you that, in my opinion, we've been doing a phenomenal job in the police department in the streets. And I think it's shown in the documented reports. In 2022, we had over 5,000 written reports or calls for police service. In 2024, we're down to 2,493. So it's showing that this police department is effective, this police department's present, and this police department's doing one hell of a job. So I thank you, Chief, for everything that's going on, and I thank the men and women of this police department, because I think they're doing a phenomenal job day in and day out. And with that, we have every school some kind of presence 5 days a week during the school year. So thank you for what you've been doing. And does anyone have any questions about that before I end?
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
You're on 8-hour shifts now, right?
8.5-hour shift.
Okay, so that's also something we have to clarify, because they're saying that you're on 12-hour shifts and you are no longer on 12-hour shifts, and I think people should know that.
No, it's an 8.5-hour shift, 4 days on, 2 days off.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions or comments?
I'm just glad that our calls are down dramatically. And I think it's the police presence that you have established with the mayor that is,
Well, I couldn't do it without the mayor and all of council. So.
I mean, and some
Thank
of
you
that
for your
also,
support.
you know, a lot of it has to do with your forward thinking. You know, I presented you with, you know, even such a thing like the parking app. You know, our parking tickets are down dramatically from meter tickets that we would write, but that's because people have adapted to using an app, which makes it convenient and easy for them to go into shops and restaurants and everything else while they're on Mill Street. So there's a lot of forward thinking happening right now on this floor. It's not just me, it's all of you, and we're all buying in to the same progress for this community. And, you know, I think, as I said, the police department's doing a phenomenal job. Their presence is known, and it's, you know, the proof is in the pudding by the lack of calls and tickets and everything else that's happening in town. So thank you again, Chief.
Thank you.
Chief, and also thank you for bridging the gap between the police and the children in this town, because you really have done a hell of a job since you started.
That's the most important thing to me. You know that, Lorraine.
I know that. So, and people should be aware of that. There's nobody better. I mean, we've never had a chief that has spent this much time with the children of our town and had the other officers also spend that much time. Very important. And our kids feel safe with you. So thank you.
Thank you.
okay. Any other questions for the mayor or chief? Betty, what do you have?
Okay, Mr. Dillon, is that time of year again, the lot across the diner on Bath Street is getting out of control again. I know that we were waiting for something to go through and I don't think it's going to, but it needs to be cleaned up. I'm really happy about the Sunday strolls, but I think we should sit down and discuss parking issues. And I just hate to see people coming into town and not being able to find somewhere to park or be able to stay to enjoy it. And it kind of like defers the purpose because then they all leave. So in the future, I think we should sit down and talk about this and figure out if there's any way we can help the parking issues for the Sunday strolls. The Sunday strolls are fantastic, but I work with people that tell me, we went down there, but we couldn't find a parking spot, we rode around for an hour, so we left. And that's the piece of it.
Is there parking at the Lennox building and a bus that comes up, or
I don't know.
do we know any of this?
I think they did this last one, I'm not positive about that. There was a shuttle sign.
No, it wasn't.
No.
AJ said no.
So we should look into it because it's good. People want to come here. People want to see the Sunday stroll. People want to shop and eat on Mill Street. But if they can't park their cars to get there, they park in front of my house. I'm going to take my horse. No. But you know, it's sad to see people leave just because of parking.
People park all the way down Old Route 13 to the end.
I know.
Yeah.
And that's all I have for today.
Lee?
Number one, thank you to, most recently, well, first of all, sorry. Pardon my absence the last meeting. I never missed a meeting, but I was home, I wasn't feeling too well. So I missed that, so I apologize for missing my first meeting. That's number one. Number two, in terms of the fire department and the police department, when I say that when you have an emergency, they show up and they show up on time, that's exactly what happens. And I had a little incident in my home, and the response time was, literally seconds. And it was handled, the situation was handled. It was something minor. The stove had a gas leak. I hate to even say that out loud, but it happened. But stove had a gas leak, and they showed up, and then everything was okay. But the response time was unbelievable. They just happened to be being there at the right place at the right time. Thirdly, to the mayor's point, it is election season, and if anybody's watching at home, I would like to say that, and I said it before, if I don't believe in it, I don't do it. And I'm here because I believe it was happening here. I believe what's happening, all that's happening positive, is because of the leadership of our mayor. And if anybody's watching at home please go out, and if you believe what's happening in this town is the right thing, which it is, there's no complaints here, please go out and show your support for this mayor. I'm going to say that. It's the truth. Everything's going well. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's the truth. It's the truth. So anybody watching at home, and I'm just gonna, I would really request that you come out and continue to support what we have going on here in town. And you know what? Everything I'm hearing, and I'm gonna keep it short because I know he said I'll talk about it. But I know he's doing this right now. But there's a whole lot of good problems that Bristol Borough has. Good problems. We're talking about, people want to come down and see the, Mill Street and Sunday stroll, but can't find a parking spot. You know what? That's a good problem to have.
Yes,
That's a great problem to have. Okay, well, let's fix that. We can remedy that. But there's a lot of things that are happening that are good problems in the borough, not bad problems. So things are going so well, and I'm so proud to be sitting in this chair to be a part of something so great. And again, election time, Mayor mentioned it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Please go out and vote. Please go out and vote. And he has my full support, and everybody in his chamber. So that's all I have.
Yes, I want to first address the townwide cleanup, and I want to thank Maria Figueroa for the great job heading this up, and thank all the people that attended the cleanup, including the Rotary Club and my wife, who we worked around, cleaned the leaves and debris that had gathered on the outside of the community gardens, and the Interact Club, which is the Rotary High School Club. They had about 24 members there that came and did the whole path from, I guess, from Snyder Girardi School down to past the high school. And I want to thank Mrs. Sheila McIntyre, the high school science teacher, and Mrs. Amy Daly, who's the high school nurse, and for leading the students, and the Rotary Club also for supplying the Interact Club with T-shirts for the day. So again, thank you, Maria, and it's really catching on because there's less to clean up every year. I think after, more to the point now. Yeah, it gets less. People get more aware of what they're supposed to do. I also want to thank Jeff Dorwalk and the Redevelopment Authority of Bucks County for the new ambulance at the Bucks County Rescue Squad. This was in cooperation, the borough and the Bristol Township got together. We requested the funds for the rescue squad for the ambulance. So this is the third ambulance we replaced now. Together for the redevelopment of our borough. And I also want to thank Jeff for his work on the Lane Property Project. Very hard at working us with cleaning up some properties that I think it takes a long time to get these things taken care of. So Jeff has kept us on the right track. So again, thank you to the development for working so well with council. Thank you.
I would like to thank Lou and Sissy at the Rotary Club for coming to the cleanup. We had even though we had to change the date to the rain date because of the rain, we ended up having to do it on a Sunday. I thought we would lose a lot of people. Surprisingly, we had 42 people show up. So it was a good day. I also would like to thank the students from the Interact Club. They were amazing. They were, and they worked very, very hard. And these are students that have to give community service. They have to have so many hours in order to graduate. They have to have so many community service hours so that they can graduate. I would like to somehow help the school in getting these kids their hours, somehow helping an elderly person in our town with yard work or whatever it is. But that's something that I would like to propose and the council, and I can be in charge of that. I also would like to thank Vito Ayala for having the school open for us so that we could have the access to the bathrooms and providing the chairs and tables that we needed. Paul and Steve from Public Works. They were amazing and going around picking up all the trash. We actually picked up, it was a total of 11 to 12 yards of debris. So, it was quite a bit. So again, I would like to just thank everyone that came out. Also, the Puerto Rican Culture Association came. We had a person from Amtrak that did come to represent. So again, thank you. I mean, it's working together as a team. Teamwork makes the dream work. So I look forward to doing it again next year. And with that note, I would also like to propose with council about possibly getting, like, if everyone in our town would take their street and get, say, the kids, and then just pick up like once a week or once every, 2 weeks, or with another, your neighbor, and pick up trash on your street. That would be less that we would have to, less trash that we would have to collect on the cleanup day. And then on that cleanup day, we can actually then focus on a bigger area and really clean up, the bigger area. So that's something that I would like to see happen if we all kind of get together and, if someone from each street would do that, that would be great. And I think that's it for the cleanup. And I also want to second what Lee said. Thank you, Joe, Chief, and the Mayor for what you do, and the first responders, because, you guys are what makes our town better. And working together is definitely makes the dream work. So teamwork is dream work. So, that's it.
Brian. Greg.
Thank you. I just wanted to highlight the fact that flag football is underway, I guess technically. The combine happened this past Saturday. The combine is just designed to kind of gauge skill levels, to try to intermingle teams to make them a little bit more, even. It was a well-attended event once again, and it is a great program that is building in Bristol Borough. And we're happy that this is going so well. And, again, I speak for kind of the rec liaison to work with the planners of some of these programs. And I just wanted to reiterate that while the rec board, give them as much credit as they are due, because they work very hard, and they do a good job of putting things together. None of this would happen without the support of this Borough Council. And, last year we spent $7,500 on that program. That's a lot of money to spend on a program that we believe is completely and totally worthwhile. And every member of this council and the mayor supported that. And I think it's really important that the town residents know that. Not for us to pat ourselves on the back by any stretch, but just to understand that we are continually progressing and investing in our future, whether it be academically, with what you saw with the AOC tonight, as well as 21st Century, or whether it be with rec, gladly spending this money on our kids. And to be frank, I've been here now for, I think, 13 years. For the first 5 or 6, there wasn't much going in the way of kids. And I bring this up because every person in this town, when it's election season, has the absolute right to run for office. And, if they feel so compelled to do it, then go for it. However, things that we see happening over the last 5, 6 years, a lot of it is based on the continuity that you do see up here. We don't always agree on everything. I know it might appear to the general public, but it's because we're very respectful of one another, and we have our spirited conversations and debates, sometimes out here, sometimes behind closed doors, but we work together and we work through it.
He's telling the truth.
And the reason I bring that up in this context is because obviously the big ticket item is the mayor's race that is coming up. I've been here for a couple of mayors. God rest Mr. Joe Saxton's soul, a very good friend of mine, and I still think very highly of him. He was an exceptional mayor. And the reason that I bring that up as well is because we currently have an exceptional mayor. Yes, like I said, it is everyone's right to run. Yes, his opponent has a name in town that has been here for a very long time. No issue with his opponent, seems like a nice guy. But we have an exceptional mayor and we have a professional mayor. For a very long time in this town, I've been around for a long time, and my family is, my dad was in politics. He was Borough Council president, I don't know how long ago. The professionalism was not always given the premium. Again, with some exceptions, like Mr. Saxton, where, mayor was maybe just a figurehead. Mayor was maybe just someone that could, smile and kind of just be there. This mayor is a smart guy, he's a professional guy, and he has professionalized that office. He has helped professionalize the police department. He has moved the fire department closer to the finish line of having a world-class fire department that would be consolidated in a beautiful firehouse. So I can't say enthusiastically enough that we should re-elect our mayor. And I bring that up in the context of recreation. No, the mayor is not directly involved in recreation, but he supports it from behind the scenes. He does what he does in front of the scenes, and that's what happens when we are working together. And that's where we are right now. So use whatever phrase you want. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Whatever it might be.
Fix it.
Right. But if you are happy with the way things are progressing, we're not perfect. No one up here is perfect. We don't make all the right decisions. But things are progressing in a way because we respect each other and we respect the job that we're doing. And I can't say enough about the job that the mayor is doing. So, thank you.
Well, I hope you all know that I'm running as well.
Lorraine doesn't have it.
I'm just kidding. And I plan on staying in this town for a while, so I've heard some rumors, and I just want everyone to know that I love our town and I don't want to move from our town. Also, I just want to assure everyone, the people of the borough, that as soon as I know something about Mill Run, you will be the first, all the people that call me, all the people that text me, you will know as soon as I know. And there's nothing that I know right now. Sorry.
Thank you.
And that's it. That's all I have.
I just have a couple things. One, and it's very important, I know you're getting a lot of things in the mail this month, but there's gonna be a letter sent out, and it's from Mascara Trash Company. I'm sure Matt will put this up on the screen. It's about the recycle carts. They're finally going to be shipped in June.
Wow.
So what's going to happen is you're gonna get a letter, and if you do not respond to the letter, meaning either through email or a phone call, they will deliver you a new recycle cart. If you don't want one, you need to call them and tell them, do not bring me one. Then there'll be a program, it'll be explained, to come back and pick up your old cart. So they're not forcing this cart to you. If people say, I don't want it, it's too big, I don't know what to do with it, that's fine, they don't care. But if you do not call this number, and we'll talk more about this, but we won't meet again until June. So, look, if there's a mistake, I'm sure it'll come back. But if we can make it a lot easier, if you would just respond to this, when you get this in the mail, you're gonna see we're on a roll. So that's about the new cart that's coming out, the recycle cart from Mascara to every borough resident in town. So please pay attention to that. The other thing is we now acquired the train station in Bristol, the old train station, through an exchange club. We have no intention to do anything with that. There's a daycare in there now, who I think we were advised that's going to be moving out, I think, Jeff, in
In September.
September to a new location, I think on Wilson Avenue, they rented something else. So it will be empty. What we're going to do with it, we have no idea. That, they're moving by their choice. Nobody forced them out. They could have stayed as long as they wanted to. They have elected to move out of there, and I think they already went to zoning and got zoning approval on this before we even knew about it. So we do own the train station, the carts, and again, Tuesday is election day, and everybody knows how I feel about the election, so I don't need to talk about it. You have anything?
I do. We did have an executive session before the meeting to discuss collective bargaining and also some real estate matters, and also with respect to the train station. It is subject to a facade easement, so the facade and all the stonework will remain in perpetuity. That's all I have.
Jim, you have anything?
Yes, I'm going to say a couple words, if you don't mind. I've been involved in local government for many decades, and my time is coming to an end soon. But I would like to say that our present police chief does an excellent job. He's very thorough. I think he just does an extraordinary job. He keeps everybody informed. And he's able to do that in part because the council has given him a lot of the equipment and the education. The guys, get their certifications, etc. But also, I feel mainly because of the mayor. The mayor has done an excellent job in guiding the chief and doing a great job for the town. And the town can only move ahead when you have an excellent, incorruptible police department. I think that's what you have.
Thank you. Okay. Anybody else have anything before we get into our regular? Anybody in the public would like to say anything? That's public participation. Do you have anything else left? No. Okay, so number 2 on the agenda.
Yes, Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to accept council meeting minutes for April 14th, 2025, treasurer's report for March 2025, fire chief report for April 2025, inspection report for April 2025, police reports for April 2025, HARB report for April 2025, Gilmore report dated May 2/25 for April 2/25 work.
Do I have a second? Second by Ms. Rodriguez. Questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Number 3.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to approve awarding a contract to the American Athletic Courts Incorporated in the amount of $511,250 for the track resurfacing project under CoStar's contract number 14-E23-312, excuse me.
Second by Ms. Rodriguez. Questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Number 4.
Mr. President, I would like to make a motion to approve purchasing of parcel number 04-013-114, vacant lot on Garden Street from Tom Barrett in the amount of $3,500.
Second by Mr. Johnson. Questions or comments? I just would like to say, if anybody knows the alley between, I think it's Mansion and Garden, when you turn in that alley, there's a little piece of grass there that we're purchasing. Maybe we could help the residents in that area. Maria and Brian would like to maybe create some pocket parking or put some cars in there, so that's why we're purchasing. There's nothing else could be done with it, so it's just to help the residents. So the 2 of them brought it to the borough's attention. The manager and the solicitor put the deal together. That's why it's on the agenda. So all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Number 5.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to accept the resignation from the zoning hearing board member, David Marucci.
Do Do I have a second? Second by Mrs. Rodriguez. Questions or comments? I'd like to thank Dave for his many years of service. From the zoning board has decided to retire and enjoy some time off, so. All those in favor?